that her values haven't changed. That's the biggest takeaway, if we're being honest. Her values have not changed. So if this lady gets in the White House, you can expect Biden 2.0, but worse. All right. So first, before we get on to the next clip, let me talk to you about my friends at MyPillow. You've asked in MyPillow, listen, they're finally bringing you the most requested offer ever. Right now, you can get the queen size premium MyPillow that's just $19.98. That's insane, Gabe. You should buy that MyPillow and use my promo code, by the way. MyPillow is made with a patented adjustable feel. It adjusts to your exact individual needs, regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long, so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get their 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets for just $25. You can't beat that with a bat. The brand new mattress topper for as low as $69.98, and their famous MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $25, and so much more. Go to mypillow.com or give them a call at 800-858-0263. Use promo code Carl, C-A-R-L, to get huge discounts on all MyPillow products, including the premium queen size MyPillow that's only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay. Order today. Use promo code Carl, C-A-R-L, at checkout. I don't spell it like the communists. All right, so I think that was video. You're probably gonna have to help me keep on track here, Gabe, so I don't lose my. Okay, so now we're going on 4. She refuses to address her support for decriminalizing illegal border crossings. Cut number 4, por favor.
You raised your hand when asked whether or not the border should be decriminalized. Do you still believe that?
I believe there should be consequence. We have laws that have to be followed and enforced that address and deal with people who cross our border illegally, and there should be consequence. And let's be clear, in this race, I'm the only person who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. I'm the only person in this race who actually served a border state as Attorney General to enforce our laws, and I would enforce our laws as president going forward. I recognize the problem.
Shut up, you Prince lookalike. This lady is such a fraud. Every job that she spoke about was was when she was serving in California. Guys, have you been to California? I'm from California. Basically, it's Mexico now. All right. I mean, it's insane. And I'm not saying this is some type of bigot. Love the Mexican people, but that is a fact, Jack. And by the way, she didn't mention the open borders. We have a record number of illegal crossings thanks to the Biden-Harris administration. And now what they're trying to do is hide some of those crossings. We haven't decreased the amount of people coming into the border illegally. These people are using your taxpayer dollars to fly them in. To fly them in. This lady is sick. This lady is a liar. And if you think open borders are bad now, I think, look at her attitude. Look at her nastiness, her stank behind attitude. This lady, she straight up shanked Joe Biden in the back. You're going to be competing for jobs. You're going to be competing for housing. Your children are going to be competing for resources in their schools and teachers' time. You're going to be competing for local resources and, emergency rooms with more illegal aliens if Kamala Harris gets in. And yes, that is fear-mongering. The difference is that's the truth. And you know it because they're already entering in. Have you guys seen the video of Aurora, Colorado lately where the Venezuelan gang, I think they're called like Aragua, something, whatever, have taken over 2 apartment complexes, keep kicking people. And a lot of those complexes, a lot of people are some of the illegal immigrants that have come into the country that are being housed there, but some of them are regular residents. One lady said she called the cops. She's tried to call the governor's office, and basically they were just left to die. The cops aren't doing anything about it. And listen, I'm not trying to blame the cops. I guarantee you the cops aren't doing anything about it because the mayor, I would imagine, and the governor, the liberal governor, don't want to do anything about it because they're all for illegal immigration. Let's go to video clip number 4. This is the next one. She wants to strengthen the middle class. I want to talk about this. I think that's cut number 5. Yeah, I believe that's cut number 5.
During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
Well, first of all,
I think that's cut number 4.
Work that I did as vice president, that I was asked to do by the president, has actually resulted in a number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced since we began that work. But I will say this, that Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border. And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, a bill was crafted, which we supported, which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have contributed to securing our border, and because he believes that it would not have helped him politically, he told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed the bill. A border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on the border. And let me tell you something, the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock, and 1,500 more agents would help them. That bill would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl what passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to ask
about... Not only push it, I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
Just one other...
Not only push it, but I would make sure it will come to my desk and I would sign it. Guys, let's hope that that's not the case. Again, that bill was a disgusting bill. It would have codified nearly 2 million illegal aliens coming into the country every year, not including the legal immigrants. I believe the number is 1.8 million. So Republicans, feckless Republicans that got on board, like Senator Langford, trying to be a good Christian, I guess, got on board with that stupid, nonsensical bill because they said it was the best that we could do for now. And I want to draw your attention to something else. I'm not sure that anyone else is going to say that. If I'm Xi Jinping, if I'm Vladimir Putin, if I'm Kim Jong-un, I love listening to that particular clip. You know why? This chick is in power. She's in power. Trump isn't in power. Biden is in power, though he's chilling on the beach. They're in power. And they're talking about a man that has no power, at least right now. What a weakling. What a weakling. We cannot, this lady shouldn't even be pruning the garden at the White House. Was that sexist, Gabe? Nah, it's okay. Let's go to video clip number 6.
If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward.
Yes, people are ready for a new way forward. That's why we want to kick your butt out of office. Stop pretending like you're not in power right now. Why can't you do that stuff right now? I guarantee you she can't even explain inflation. I guarantee you that she doesn't understand that it is government that causes inflation, government spending that causes inflation. That's why one of her first goals when she gets in office is to keep that plan to go after grocery stores on price gouging. You know, those grocery stores that are ripping you off by making a 1.4 to 1.8% profit margin to barely survive. Yeah, those grocery stores. This lady is clueless when it comes to economics, excuse me. And I got to be honest with you, and we've all fallen into this trap. I used to talk about this frequently. It's been so long. You know, the political cycle, honestly, ever since Barack Obama has just been so insane. It's become easier to talk about middle class on. But you know what we have in America? Basically a graduating class, a fluctuating class. In America, you can be poor. And I don't care if you make minimum wage. If you invest for 20 years, you know what I'm saying? You know how to, and nobody stays on minimum wage pay for 20 years. But even if you did, hypothetically speaking, and if you were able to spend below your means and invest, you could become a millionaire making minimum wage salary. I know that's hard to believe. You would have to be creative, no doubt about it, find roommates on, etc. But it could happen. And then when it comes to the middle class, people fluctuate in and out of the middle class all the time, going from middle class to being poor. They may lose a job. Some big tragedy may occur. They may be hospitalized. Who knows? The same is true for wealthy people. It is very rare. People don't understand this. It's very rare to find people in the United States that make $1 million every single year. There might be millionaires out there, but typically that millionaire status is a result of assets. They own property. They have some money in the bank. So their accumulated assets puts them into the millions. It's not that they necessarily bring home $1 million per year. That is very, very rare in America. But the point of the matter is you can create that type of wealth. You can go out and create a service industry. You could become a janitor. You can mow lawns. It doesn't matter. The more clients you get, the more money you make, then you provide more services. It doesn't matter. America is a land of opportunity. And I got to be honest, I fall into this trap myself, but I don't like it. We have a fluctuating class of citizens in America, unfortunately now, because the Biden-Harris administration has been so tough on the poor and middle class by taxing them through inflation, or taxing us through inflation. The rich have been getting richer and the poor have been getting poorer. That's a fact, Jack. All right, I'm not even sure where we were at, Gabe, so I'm going to have to count on you at this point. We'll move on to, I think, maybe number 7. Does that sound about right? Okay. Bidenomics.
You maintain Bidenomics is a success.
I maintain that when we do the work of bringing down prescription medication for the American people, including capping the cost of the annual cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000, when we do what we did in the first year of being in office to extend the child tax credit so that we cut child poverty in America by over 50%, when we do what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States so that we created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, bringing business back to America, what we have done to improve the supply chain so we're not relying on foreign governments to supply American families with their basic needs, I'll say that that's good work.
Okay, so you heard it here. She just said Bidenomics is a success. That's what she said. She went to she offered a word salad arrangement of doing it, but basically she said, "Yeah, I know Americans are paying more for food, food, shelter, clothing, gasoline, but Bidenomics is working. We've been a success." She really didn't answer the question except to say that Bidenomics has basically been a success. So if you think that her values have changed, no, her values haven't changed. She's right. She's still a Marxist, and she still believes in taxing you to death and the a society of the have and have-nots. Do you think that Bidenomics has been a success? Does your pocketbook, does your savings account, does your investment portfolio tell you that Bidenomics has been a success? Does your business profit tell you that Bidenomics has been a success? She thinks it has. Man, this lady, she will be an absolute and utter disaster. And she's so confident in her lack of knowledge. That's what's even scarier. She's too arrogant, too narcissistic, and perhaps too dumb to realize her policies are a disaster. Or maybe she just flat out doesn't care. Because this lady is cold and calculated. I mean, again, this is a chick that slept with Willie Brown to bolster her career. This is a lady that just shanked Joe Biden, the sitting president, in the back in order to advance her career. Let's go on to the next one. Number 8, por favor, Gabe. Kamala acknowledges prices are too high. I thought Bidenomics worked.
Who do want to go back when it comes to the economy specifically, because their groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president?
Well, let's start with the fact that when Joe Biden and I came in office, during the height of a pandemic, we saw over 10 million jobs were